Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing. It's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analog Pocket, and any other FPGA gaming news out there that is worth reporting. Timestamps are available, so use those to navigate your way around the video. Want to point out as well, guys, I'm filming this video on a Friday night, which is a little bit unusual for me because usually I do these videos Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and they go straight out. So if there's anything that develops late Friday night or Saturday morning, it will likely be in next week's video. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. If you wish to support the channel further, guys, I do have a Patreon set up. But yeah, let's check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, Zapper-Dapper-Roo, an absolutely awesome NFC thing that does a lot of things with NFC. Look up Zapper-Roo. And finally, guys, check out London's best arcade, Free Play City. Anyway, let's see what is happening this week. Your move, creep. Here, Robocop. I'd buy that for $1. Absolutely amazing, guys. Slammy, the developer that's been developing the Philips CDI core, has made a heck of a lot of progress. Now, you can try the latest and the greatest version of this core. It's not available via update tool. You can grab it from the MiSTerFPGA Discord server. It's in the Unstable Nightlies channel. And remember, guys, in the weekly news video, there's invitation to various Discords. One of them is the MiSTerFPGA Discord server. Definitely check it out. Look at this. We're watching a VCD of Robocop and it is amazing. And what the beauty of this is, if you've got your MiSTerFPGA connected to a CRT, then guess what? You can watch this on a CRT like you're living back in the late 80s or the early 90s. Absolutely fantastic. And another one that I checked out as well was Total Recall, guys. Wow, absolutely amazing checking this stuff out. And it's not just VCDs. So remember, guys, the VCDs that this plays, I believe, are specific VCDs that were released for the Philips CDI. You can't just play any VCD in there. The MiSTer's not going to become your magical VCD player, but the ones that are supported or officially supported by the Philips CDI do actually work on there. I tried quite a few in different streams, different videos, and they work. And don't forget the gaming side of it. If you want to play games, you can play something like Hotel Mario. Honestly, it's not really a great game, but when you try some of the other games on this system, they're so bad, Hotel Mario actually becomes good. But again, this is what's amazing about the MiSTer. It's trying out all these consoles that time has forgotten. Everything has its fans, and Slammy has done an amazing job getting this to where this is now. I've got an article over on Metal Game Solid that goes over some of the technical details, but really cool stuff here. So features 25 frame FIFO, fixes long video small frames, and all the credits over there. FIFO full flag, extended headroom, and a secondary input, so you can actually play some games in two-player mode, right? So if you can find a friend that likes a CDI and is willing to play with you, then seize the moment with your MiSTerFPGA. Absolutely amazing. MiSTer, the gift that just keeps on giving, and so many different consoles that we get. And here we've got a Zelda game that looks like a Saturday morning cartoon. As I was setting up this video, filming for the weekly news video on this Friday night, believe it or not, guys, I'm actually at work still finishing this off. So PCXT has received an update, and this is an update via update all courtesy of the post there from Spark 2K06. So fix HDC border display by calculating H blank timing on correct clock domain. Improve clock accuracy by separating system clocks into dedicated PLL. Ensure UM6845R exposes the horizontal sync with register. CGA HGC can query the real timing. This update improves CPU and video timing and fixes image issue with border equals yes is selected in the OSD. Now, guys, tell me stuff about the PCXT. Is this a system that's worth checking out? I'm not too familiar with it, but the core has been getting some updates recently and via update tool. Is this something I should check? Is there a bunch of games that are really good on this? I know nothing about this, but maybe it's worth doing a stream or a video on this at some point. Educate me, guys. In this section of the video, this is where we talk about unstable nightly updates as well as test builds that have been made available for the MiSTerFPGA, and two cores that got updated were the Super Nintendo core and the PlayStation core. Are you someone that likes AutoFire and you like using it on your MiSTer, whether you turn AutoFire on via your controller if it has that option, or you use the MiSTer's built-in AutoFire feature where, if you're unaware, if you hold down a button and then you press the menu button, it cycles through different AutoFire frequencies or AutoFire rates. Now, it's quite generic on the MiSTer, it's cool, it's fun, but if you really want like a certain speed frequency for your AutoFire, well, this is where Tony Toon comes in. You may know him as Deep Thor. He has made a custom version of the MiSTer operating system, and I think it is actually available as the latest unstable on the MiSTerFPGA, and this is something that may actually get pushed into the main. But if you do want to test it out now, he's really adding some nice features to it. So he's actually made the AutoFire so it's more in sync with the frequency of the game you're playing, as well as that you can set different AutoFire rates to different buttons. So if AutoFire is your thing and you're playing a game and you're thinking, man, I want AutoFire on 2 buttons, but the rates are exactly the same on those because that's how they work on the MiSTer, well, this new version lets you set different speeds for different buttons. Definitely check it out. Again, it's available on the MiSTerFPGA Discord server as an unstable download, and I'm pretty sure this will get implemented into the main. But it's amazing the kind of stuff that fans, people, the community do to make the MiSTer experience so much better. I can just imagine it being really, really good for shmups, especially if you've got one where you've got one button for fire and one button for missiles, and you want like different timings on them because you get less missiles and more shots, etc, etc. Anyway, if you're a shmup guy, let me know what you think of this and how you think this will benefit you. This was really cool to see a few days ago. So the Analogue 3D has a dedicated companion app, a 3D manager. This is a really good way to manage your SD card. Now, everything this offers, you can do manually by plugging in your SD into a PC. But hey, what's the fun in that? You want a nice graphical user interface, something that makes it easy. You can connect your analog pocket to this app different ways. You can connect it via a USB Type-C cable. You can pull out the SD card, stick it in your PC, and you can go into it that way. Now, this is a web-based app, and you will need to run this on a Chrome browser or Chrome the browser in and of itself. I did try this on, what's the one that's built into Windows? I think it's called Edge, and it told me no, you need Chrome. So you can back up like your save pack files. As well as that, you can download artwork for cartridges and have it already. So when you whenever you actually insert a car, the artwork is ready. As well as that, if you've got unidentified carts, I do believe you can allocate artwork to that. So maybe something like an EverDrive or a SummerCart, rather than it being an unknown car, something can be put there. But I haven't had time to try it out there. So if you guys have actually tried that and you have actually got some nice artwork on your EverDrive, your SummerCart, or any other kind of unidentified flash car, then and you're successful in that, then definitely let us know in the comments below. So I know that's a question I got on my previous video, but I've been so tight for time, I've not had a chance to sit back down with this and actually try it beyond what I tried on this video. But either way, we have got an app, a companion app for the Analogue 3D, and I certainly hope we get more. And just like you guys, I hope we get some kind of jailbreak that will give us ROM loading via an SD card, and I do hope we get some other calls as well. I guess it remains to be seen. The Analogue 3D is still quite new, so let's give it some time, and hopefully we will get some really, really cool stuff for it. Guys, when I got my Analogue 3D, I had a EverDrive X7, right? EverDrive64 X7, and hey, it's a great flash card. But then all of you guys told me the SummerCart is amazing, and I picked one up on AliExpress for literally like 15 or 20% of the cost of an EverDrive X7, and I picked up the SummerCart64, and I was gobsmacked. Absolutely amazing. What a nice bit of tech that's so cheap. For anyone out there, guys, if you want a flash card for a Nintendo 64 or a Analogue 3D, and you're picking between the EverDrive and the SummerCart, at least in my experience in the games that I wanted to play, I really couldn't tell a difference. They both run games fantastically well. The only thing is, when you buy the SummerCart, you got a whole chunk of change left in your pocket. Now, what's really cool over here, this user over on Reddit, Mouser77, they have made a custom fork of the firmware that's available for the SummerCart64, so N64 flash cards menu, right? So they've made a different version of this, and essentially what happens is when you put a flash card into your Analogue 3D, it treats it like a single cartridge. So if you have a controller pack in there, it works as one. So if you're playing however many games on there, it is just that one controller pack. the main feature of this custom firmware for the SummerCart is every time you load the game, it is allocated its own controller pack. It just means each game has its own controller pack and you're not fighting for save space, you know, with all the games on one controller pack. It's really, really cool there. There's other features on there as well. This is currently in beta, but if we kind of go down there, it's got a screensaver in there, so it helps prevent burn-in on OLED CRTs after some inactivity, as well as back down music, so you can drag an MP3 file in there. You just need to name it bg.mp3 and put it in a folder that tells you in this post, and you can have some background music playing on your SummerCart. Sounds really, really good. Definitely check out the SummerCart if you are after a flash card, but really nice to see a 4K, some custom firmware for it that makes the experience even better. This is a little bit of an oldie and I'm surprised I've never covered it on the channel before, but for the Analogue Pocket, so you know when you stick in your SD card, I'm a Windows guy, so this is currently available for the Windows and the Mac. So you know when you stick in your SD card like me, it's like Drive E or Drive F or whatever letter it is, but you can make it a little bit exciting. So if you want to have like an image of the Analogue Pocket show up when you insert your Analogue Pocket's SD card, then hey, you might want to check this out from Random 11X. So Analogue Pocket drive icon set, and as you can see, if you've got limited edition one, whatever color you've got, everything is just ready here. So you can set it, you can choose it, set it, and whenever you stick your SD card in the PC, you can have a nice looking Analogue Pocket there, so you know exactly where you are going. Some really exciting news here from Robert Dale Smith. If you're unfamiliar with that name, well, you should be familiar with it. This is the guy that made a real controller out of that Fisher-Price controller, and they're always tinkering with stuff, coming out with amazing things. So over here, he is saying, I am building a totally open source, anything to anything controller adapter firmware platform. I believe gamers should be able to use whatever controller they want, wherever they want. Bluetooth, USB, retro, modern, everything. Help me blow this project up with stars. So guys, star this over on GitHub, retweet this, like it. I've already done it. Let's get this out there. Absolutely amazing. You know, with my recent purchase of like retro machines, well, since I got my upscaler, I've been sticking things inside it, right? The PlayStation 2, the Dreamcast, the Nintendo Wii. And it's interesting because I'm looking at all these modern quirks that let me use, well, modern controllers with my old consoles, like an 8-bit dongle that lets me connect wireless controllers to it, a USB to Maple adapter for the Dreamcast, as well as a retro blue adapter that lets me connect via Bluetooth. It's absolutely amazing. Looking forward to this. And Robert Dale Smith, his work is top notch. Let's play this. So this showed up on my feed and it looks really, really cool. I really need to use my Switch 2 more. I hardly touched the damn thing, man. So the Battle Dock coming soon from Retro Fighters, and this looks pretty swell, right? It's an addition, from what I can make out, for the Nintendo Switch 2 dock that gives it compatibility with GameCube controllers. Looks really, really nice. So if you're going to play a little bit of Smash, like you're playing there, 4 players, you can whack in those GameCube controllers and have a bit of fun. But yeah, it looks really, really cool aesthetically, and I guess functions-wise, it looks really nice as well. I'm going to try not to butcher this name, but Andre Azevedo, good on your buddy, where he's saying, I've been trying to port a retro arcade fighting game with the Sega Genesis development kit called Year Kung Fu from arcade, not NES, to do bugs. I'm sharing the build so everyone can test and enjoy it. Now, Year Kung Fu, I'm sure you guys know what that is. I remember playing it as a kid. The first fight was easy and then it gets really difficult really fast. But before we had like games like Street Fighter, you know, someone like me, I've always been into fighting games and you're always looking for that fighting game buzz. Street Fighter come and really quench that thirst. But before that, we had International Karate or IK Plus, Year Kung Fu, and there were other fighting games out there, and Year Kung Fu is a classic, and it's nice to see the Mega Drive always getting mega love. So good on you, Andre. So guys, that was it for this week. A little bit of a quiet week, but if you did enjoy the content, then hey, why not subscribe to the channel, pressing that like button and turning on those notifications really does help. Anyway guys, be freaking awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.